I'm back. Okay, so, all right, plenty of time to get it in before the end of today. All right, today is the very first habit hack. And this is something I've been working on, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do 360. Oh my gosh, 365 habit hacks. I'm gonna have to break them up. But the very first one, this one is so critical that I am gonna, hold on, it's 30 seconds already. I was gonna try to get it done under a minute, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'll try to get it under 2 minutes. So the title of this one is, how can you have any pudding if you can't eat your meat? I mean, who knows? Pink Floyd, I hope, somebody out there. So how can you have any pudding if you haven't eaten your meat? The first hack is this one. Is it backwards? Am I gonna have to write it backwards? Probably. So if it's backwards, I don't know. Frequency, number 1, endurance, number 2, and intensity, number 3. I don't know. Not a pro. This is all amateur stuff here. But you know what? I'm just trying to, so I'm working on this. One of the things I was working on, because I was having super bad anxiety, having a really hard time getting in crowds, and one of the things that the therapist says, like, you really need to start working out, and endorphins, serotonin, all that. And I was like, trust me, I know. I mean, I'm not comfortable. I don't even fit anything. Good thing I wasn't going to work, because I wouldn't fit any of my clothes. Anyway, so I got a Peloton, and I've always been, not really, I'm sort of an early adopter. And so Peloton, Matt Wilpers is the one that I was doing my little ride, and he's talking about this. And this is a lot to do with things that I have, had already studied, put together, and frequency, endurance, and intensity. And the way I'm going to describe it so that it makes sense to everybody is that, if it's backwards, so put your glasses on backwards. So frequency is like the main dish, and endurance is like your side dish or your vegetables, and intensity is dessert. It's pudding. So you can never sustain a long healthy diet or a long relationship with exercise or with practice or with the music, or I've even been talking to people that are teachers of little kids, and you have to go this route. So you have to eat your main dish first. That's what's going to sustain you. So you eat your main meal, your meat, your potatoes, the main piece that really sustains you. And what that is, it's touching it. It's just every day touching it. Even if the checkoff is literally, the other day I wasn't feeling that great, and I wanted to get 100% with all of my things, and workout was the last thing, and I literally did 3 minutes of like butterfly. I was like, check. Touch it. That's frequency. You touch it. And then endurance is when you've done frequency. That's why I said 15 minutes, that's it. Start off with 5 minutes. Start off with 5 minutes, do 5 minutes for 1 month, and then move on to number 2, endurance. Start building that endurance. The endurance is really, it shouldn't be every time. It should be frequency, little, endurance. Frequency. So then after about a month and a half, 2 months, you can start introducing dessert. Introduce the high spike energy zapping endurance. That endurance, everybody wants to start with that, because of course that gives you really quick results, but you're never ever going to go back to the gym if you did like 1,000 squats. You're not even gonna be able to walk. And so just like if you ate a whole pie of dessert first, you're not going to eat 2 meals after that. You're going to skip it. So this is a super important hack. Start with frequency on half the national average. I would just love for you to do 5 minutes for the first 3 weeks of whatever it is that you're practicing. Just check it off every day. 5 minutes, frequency. Move on to endurance, maybe once a week, twice a week. And then after a month, no sooner, if it's a brand new skill, then move on to intensity with like a little bit, maybe a harder lesson or a harder, I don't know, whatever it is that you're doing. I'm really excited to hear what it is. But hack number 1, 5 minutes. It's the best I can do.